Hello, it's Prince Easy, and well, as per usual, let's get to it. So, really, today I'll begin the agendas. So, there are some things that have been escalating, and from where I stand, I consider them to be assault. Um, like I've said many times before, this is war, right? So, Museveni, you're now the targets of these maniacs, okay? They see that you're getting older, and of course, if they can't compromise you, maybe perhaps they can compromise the future, right? That brings up the issue of who is going to become president after you're gone. That's it, for the sake of your country. I think that is something really serious we have to think about, yeah? Really serious, okay, because the contract that exists is made with you, right? And even your successor has to uphold it, or uphold it rather. So they bring all of this drama with your daughter, uh, your son. You know, I remember the last time a tweet was made out about attacking Kenya within, I don't know, using the account of your son, and I don't know what was that about. And then he got a bump in ranks, and now he got another bump in ranks. And that is, I don't know, uh, worrisome to some people, you know. Well, this is just war. That's what I think about it. And I don't really care about what normal people think about, really, you know. On top of that, they're attacking the pipeline, you know. There is a systematic um, systematic assault on social media attacking the pipeline, and these people are claiming that they have been evicted from their land without any form of compensation. Now, from what I know, from what I've heard, is that people have been compensated. Now, I don't know where this, and they have talking heads and stuff, you know. I saw an ad on Instagram, you know, and they're talking about, I don't know, the environmental impacts of the pipeline, you know, just the usual stuff, you know. And I'm talking about the pipeline that from Uganda to Tanzania, you know. That made them angry, you know, and of course we have to fight, you know. So another issue on Uganda's side mainly, you know, like the reports that I heard about things that happened, the deaths that happened during Easter, those numbers are staggering, to say the least. And what I would advise is like investing in the police, you know. And since the police of this nation here, Tanzania, are like ahead a little bit on how to like conduct and things like that, I think you should learn from each other. It's important, you know. The police over there, I'm getting the sense that they are very few, and they are not like spread all around, you know. The issue, it needs to be like taken seriously, and I think it begins with you, the president yourself, you know. And of course there is this issue of the dam that we are building, or has already been built, and all of these claims coming out and saying that somehow the dam has caused flooding. All I can say is this: could have been worse. That's all I can say about that. So they should be grateful that they are alive, you know. They get to keep their lives, you know. Property you can acquire, life, not so much. So times like this are the times to reflect, just exactly like the Hanang situation and all of these areas. They have to really reflect how they are inside. You know, even these cases we see people killing each other back and forth, you know, people need to examine what is within their souls. Is it them, or is it some external influence that they are not currently aware of, you know? That's important. You know, and always before these things happen, there's something that always happens, you know, always. So again, let me remind you this: being in Zion is not some sort of shield. Okay, your only shield is to be faithful. That's all I can say. Because let me tell you this: the wine press, even Zion is going to pass through that wine press, and Zion is going to be the first to pass through that wine press. Right? What we have faced and what we have overcome, other countries will fall apart quick. Okay, so do not take that for granted. So in the 60s, somehow humanity got a picture called the blue marble, and it implied somehow that it was a feat for humanity. We discovered something new, whilst the scripture says there's nothing new really under the sun, you know. And this is really a debate that has been coming up, you know, and I think it's about time that we end it also. Okay? And I want you to do your due diligence before you answer or argue. Okay, I'm talking to you, people of faith. Yeah? Because we have some events in the Bible, if they are misinterpreted, they have severe, let me repeat that. It will severely attack the logic within the scripture itself. You know, for instance, this event that a prince of Israel commands the sun to basically just stop. Okay, the sun to stop so as they can have a longer daylight time. Now, if we live inside a firmament, like the scripture said, inside the structure, then that defines literally a lot of things. like the size of the sun, the distance of the sun from the earth and everything like that. And the effects of the sun actually doing this, okay? People don't understand, okay? The sun, if we were to translate this event to the globe model that people are teaching each other, the Babylonian way of interpreting the creation of earth, that would mean, because remember, this earth, according to them, we are spinning 1,000 miles per hour, right? Now for the sun to shine upon a place, listen now, for the sun to shine upon a place longer than it should, that means that the earth literally came to a stop. And that has like serious repercussions, scientifically speaking, considering the earth is a ball in space, hanging on nothing. Okay, and events like these, there are many, okay? And I want you to realize that this is just a bad joke and you need to wake up, okay? Do research, right? Read the scriptures, right? I once said, Bajali passing by. Do your research, right? There is no single mention of something like a planet within scripture. Any written scripture you might find out there, people don't still find that suspicious. Or any line that implies that there is life. Okay, not yes, I agree that not everything is written, but not even a clue. Not even a clue. I don't think that is a weapon. It's an ideological weapon to make heaven literally vanish. It's a magic trick to make heaven vanish by creating space, creating literally space between God and creation, and that's the purpose of it, right? Among many other functions that this lie could serve. Okay, but we are not living in a spinning ball in space. If you believe that, then you have to believe a lot of things, my friend. I don't think if you understand the depth of this lie. Okay, there's a theory out there. Okay, two theories actually, right? That the sun is getting weaker and the gravity that literally holds this planet together with the sun is getting weaker. Okay? This gravitational force is getting weaker because the sun is losing mass. Okay, because they say the sun is a ball of burning gases. If it's losing mass, then the gravitational force is also, because they are linked. Mass and gravity, they are linked, right? And some scientists suggest that the orbit will get even wider and wider, making this planet that what people call a planet to basically become cold and cold and basically become inhabitable, unless it is pulled by another star or sun on its orbit, and then the cooling and life will start again. That is the first theory. That's the first theory. That's the expansion, right? The other theory is we're actually getting closer to the sun. Okay, and all of these questions and the answers that come out of it help you carry on the other agenda of global warming, basically trying to explain. They don't want you to think, because if the earth is flat and we are living inside a dome, there's water outside, then global warming becomes something entirely, something else, you know, something else. And we used to know this, you know, people pretend like all fresh. And this is not a new thing. Okay, many prophets have seen this, even Job. It's written in the scripture there that we are not living in a ball. That's not true. Enoch went into extensive depth to explain and to describe the realms, and nowhere does it say that the earth is in space, spinning and rotating around the sun. The sun is just two single lights, the sun and the moon, 2 points of lights in the sky, there to light and to help us tell the times. That's it, full stop. That's what the scripture says. All of this new nonsense that we had upon it is that pride, that we are something now, we have discovered something new that the scripture did not consider. Or we even go fast to say that, oh, these prophets did not know geography, that this prophet that commanded the sun to stop on its path in order to light the war for Israel basically did not know geography. What? So knowing God is not knowing geography, do you think? This is a serious topic that people need to involve, and it can literally revolutionize technology as we know it. And that's what they're keeping away from you. It's a weapon. It's a good weapon. And this weapon is deployed against your mind. There is no anti-logic weapon out there. It has been taught to us since school. And trust me, I know space more than most people on this planet. Yeah, no pun intended. Okay, I know a lot. And I've come to the conclusion that it's all a lie. It's all a lie. It's all a lie, simply that. It's all a lie. Now the reasons to why they told this lie are actually quite an experience. Quite an experience, and I want you to have that experience. Right? Follow, look at what they have presented. Right? Look at what they have presented. And also, look at what God has told you, and you decide, use your free will. Okay, now if you're a teacher of a flock, this is a all other ball game. Okay, your conviction have to be, it has to be strong. Okay, your conviction has to be strong. Trust me, I have lost channels to this subject. Literally, channels gone, because they do not want people to come to a realization that this did not happen as a result of some Big Bang or evolutionary theorem type situation, right? If people actually knew that this blue sky that we are looking at is actually a structure, that we are inside a structure, then we have some hard questions. Yeah, we have some hard questions in our hands, right? We have some hard questions in our hands, and this has like political implications, and it's a rippling effect. Yeah? It will bring into question faith, politics, yeah, economics, because you'll be astonished at how much NASA is is spending per year. You'll be amazed. Yeah, but that is mainly the focus of this video, really, to get people thinking, to stop. Okay, to stop. Don't ask me for proof. You didn't really ask for proof when they are talking about planets and stuff like that, you know. And you know I don't have the means to collect the proof for such things. Yeah. So what we can go with is scripture, and with scripture I can definitely say that we do not live in a spinning ball in space going at 100,000 miles per hour, like that. No, I do not believe that. Okay? I do not believe that. So you rather believe the scripture or your idols like Einstein and Newton, because those are idols, and trust me, those were the devil's advocates. Yeah, there's ample proof out there that these people were actually part of the Masonic order. So they are part of serving Lucifer. So why would they tell you the truth whilst their king is the king of lies? Right? People need to wake up. Okay, moving on. This is rather a complex but really simple topic. Objectification of genders, a consumer's guide. You see, this matrix, how it is built, it's a consuming. Okay, they don't really want people producing stuff. They want people to consume what they make. Okay, and it's always a war when somebody tries to produce. It's always a war, and people have to understand why. It's because there are certain angles that we are actually overlooking, right? So in the past, the biggest spenders were actually men, the working men, right? The women were more domestic, yeah. They carried out more domestic duties and whatnot, you know. And the spenders and the ones with money really are actually the men. So whatever advertisement they would present to these working men, a woman would be a suitable candidate, and this carried on even to air service, right? Into air service, we see that, you know, the stewardess and whatnot, and they always select the prettiest, you know, because it carries on the same type of logic. And now we are seeing a shift, okay, and this shift is going to be really painful for the other gender, because in countries like China, right, like China, you know, they are really wealthy women out there, right? And they're being faced with actually the same predicaments as men, you know, and it's quite interesting, because then we see like the shift of objectification, right? Now it's no longer women, now it's more like men, you know, being objectified, really, yeah? Six packs and all of these movies, and we are seeing a shift, and that's no good. That's no good. But we have to understand that one of the catalysts of these things is really what people consume, either through their television or literally through their mouths, right? But either way, it's this consumer culture, this consumer culture, and the only way to untangle is to actually produce. Okay, that gets people involved, and rather than award people because of their looks and whatnot and idiotic things like that, but rather their contribution to the whole, right? And I don't think women have nothing to contribute, okay? They have a lot to contribute, they have talents, but if they are not producing, if their main focus of the movement of women is to somehow downsize the men in order to even the playing field, well, that's not a way to go. But really the only way to go out is for equal support of production. Okay, production is truly, you know, truly, you know, if you produce good things, then you produce good things. Doesn't matter your gender, people will gravitate towards you. Okay, that's the more playing field that I'm talking about. But if people continue being consumers of every garbage that comes out of Babylon, then we have a long way to go. Let me just say that, you know. And last but not least, I'd like to pose a question, a very interesting question. Yeah, are you a human having a spiritual experience, or are you a spiritual being having a human experience? Okay, I need you to, it's a very straightforward type question, but it has depth. I need people to like really think about this. Okay, and we're gonna cycle back to this. Okay, so I need you to ask yourself, are you a human having a spiritual experience, or are you a spiritual being having a human experience? Which is it? So let's move on. Okay, another human endeavor that does not make sense if we live in a spinning ball. You know, the phrasing of this is actually accurate. That's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing with these space programs and whatnot. Yeah, they know literally heaven is literally above your head. You are looking up there. You are looking in the direction of heaven, not empty space. Not just empty space, vast empty space, ridiculously vast empty space. Okay, that's not what you're looking at. Okay, you're looking straight up, literally with your eyeballs. You're looking in the direction of heaven. Okay, this is why they built this tower, because they knew they would reach the dome and somehow find a way to break through the dome. Okay, if this was applied in space, brothers and sisters, if this is applied in a spinning ball, this is the stupidest thing, and God would literally just have left them to build, to even reach space and find nothing there still. Okay, but this was dangerous. Okay, not that God was somewhat threatened, but rather what they were trying to accomplish. The catalyst behind this movement was satanic. It was war. So God went to war and confused their languages. Yeah, like our king is like literally war, you know. So yeah, something to think about, you know. So it connects the two main subjects of today, really. You know, so another example, you know, this is a mental image. This is the mental image. Now, there are many theories floating out there that the edges are actually ice, you know, and somehow the dome, this structure that covers or encompasses the living space that we call Earth, where people actually occupy, is somewhere that we cannot, because of military reasons, we cannot really explore. It's prohibited, and people might even disagree to that, but that's the reality. Okay, you have to recognize that you have shackles in order to even find a way to come out of them. Okay, and that's gonna be really painful. Let me not lie to you. It's gonna be painful. Okay, after you wake up to the fact that there is no space, that will change your life forever. Okay, so every time you hear about no meteorite, no things of this nature, okay, don't get me wrong, angels can throw stones. Yeah, angels can throw stones and destroy cities. That can happen. but that is not a meteorite as per explanation of NASA. Okay, that's a lie. Okay, things like this, to me, they're ridiculous. Yeah, they're ridiculous in their way. If I'm talking to you and you believe that you live in a spinning ball, so you're telling me they are trying to cover the sun? Is that even possible? Without causing a global storm? How are they going to cover it? But since I know the sun is actually inside the structure and it's actually tiny, then this thing here becomes a reality real quick. Combine that with the weather modification technology they have in their possession. This is just another weapon. I don't even know what to say about this, but I can say the timing is perfect, and I know it's their psyop. Okay, just look for number 33. And number 33 came in right after this incident. Number 33 was thrown into the screen, just hand marked by the Freemasons to tell you that, yeah, we have control over this. So you, Yanga and Simba, have to decide, but the truth is this: there is no football. East Africa is the only place that has football, making Yanga and Simba the most powerful teams in the world. I say this with confidence because I know the games over there in Europe, they are definitely rigged. Every sport that you see, it is rigged in one way or the other. So here is quite different because people are not as corrupt as far as to go as to fix the games. People are actually competitive. Okay, people are actually competitive. And it's your choice. It's your choice. But you have to understand that they'll force you into a corner to play their game, to agree to fixing results in order for gains. But again, that will compromise your soul. A simple thing as football can compromise somebody's soul. This is not a game. Because these things will eat at you. The purpose will disappear with it. Yeah? Talent will mean nothing. So you have to fight your battles. You have to fight your battles. Okay, there's no football in the far north or far south. There's nothing. There's just football here in Congo, Zambia, Zimbabwe, the eastern part of Africa and Central. But remember that sentiment of them killing off owls, their colonies coming out now. So you're telling me there's no other solution than to kill them? Is that what they're actually saying? Are they serious? Sometimes conservation backfires. I think I've touched upon this. Sometimes conservation even goes too far as to intervene, and that is a problem. Some people say let nature take its course. If this is true and it's a problem over there, that means that they are part of a very, very dangerous program that literally demands them to intervene in the stead of the elephants and whatnot. Okay, but those baby elephants, those are vulnerable. Okay, and if they went to efforts to somehow shield these babies from being consumed in order to balance out uh, the demand of God, then they will indeed suffer the consequences, okay, for meddling, for meddling. And now it's a problem, and now they're saying that they want to send these, because they're being told to live with them, not to kill them. It's just another stalemate, isn't it? Telltale signs of a psyop. Well, another interesting observation that people have not really thought about. Okay, now people say that, oh, they are craters and this and that. Now, this is the one question. Yeah? 90 degrees. Why is it? You look at the moon, you look at Earth, all of these supposed craters are literally 90 degrees, meaning that the object that impacted the surface came in straight down, okay, straight down. It just fell, okay. It did not strike a spinning ball. The craters would look different, okay. The craters would look different, but all of the craters that you have heard of or you have seen in your life, they're all like this, especially on the supposed surface of the moon. I don't believe the moon you can land on it. That's a lie also. Okay, and most importantly, the supposed pieces of these meteorites, they don't have any. Don't let them lie to you that, oh, there is some in a museum somewhere. You assume that they're in a museum somewhere, but there isn't any. There isn't any. And if there is, trust me, there are procedures on top of procedures on top of procedures of private parties to come to actually examine the rock content of this supposed object coming out from space. And of course, we have more X's, and guess where this is from? Space Command, basically the bioweapon command or the future weapons command. Yeah. So this guy, okay, I hinted upon this a while back, I guess. Talk about their obsession with finding the Holy Grail, yeah, finding Judah. That's what this was about, you know, and trying to basically destroy Judah. That's always been their plan. We shall come back to this. Well, BBC thought it was clever posting this picture here. Yeah, so indeed it was a bioweapon. Okay, like I've said, this is how they deploy this bioweapon. It's a perfect cover. It's a perfect cover. You assume that whatever is coming out of those jets, it's somehow condensed, whatever. But it can be something else. And I've seen it so many times, it's not even a joke. And of course, they're up to no good. And now there are reports circulating out there, oh, it needs 50 days to gestate and then to manifest. So yeah, everybody's waiting for the shoe to fall, as per usual. So this is material out there. You're looking for the cup of Christ. The cup of Christ, metaphor for a vessel. And now they have found that, okay, the black man is the target. So whatever the Nazis were doing back then, it's now being used right now. The same techniques. The scientists moved to Babylon, right? Operation Paperclip, they suppose. Right? And of course, they had to tie in many other agendas into the whole thing. A UFO from the ocean came as people were focused on the sky. It was a perfect time to pull something like this to scare the masses into believing that they live in a spinning ball and there's crisis impending, that aliens might come from another planet that is probable to have life and they'll come to kill us all. More trouble, right? And this is perfect. It's a perfect storm because the Chinese and Russians are working on aircraft. They look good, you know, the Russian, especially the Russian aircraft. Yeah? It looks nice. It looks nice, but I don't know about the quality. It is yet to be tested. It was revealed, I think, last year or last year. I saw the thing. They were showcasing aircraft and it looked cool. Okay, now this company has so much trouble now, I don't even know. But again, if it's too good to be true, why now? Why this year? That's what people need to be asking themselves. You know, if there were quality control issues, they wouldn't suddenly manifest in a particular year. They can be from a particular batch. That might be the case, but if it was a thing that was going on for a long time, then we should have seen more and more of these things. But now, suspicious, let me just say that. Now, I resolved this because I wanted to see the whole operation develop. Yeah, so to put up context, this is one of the biggest ports in Babylon, US. One of the biggest. And now, there is ample information out there to basically insinuate that the vessel is actually hacked. Yeah, the vessel is hacked, and I even followed this physician that said, you know, if there was a thing to destroy a bridge of that size, if there was one thing that was perfect for that work, it would be this type of vessel, to ram the thing, to destroy it. So, yeah, just further escalation towards World War III, right? The Russians say that the West were attacking, were the ones behind the attack on their country, the club thing, and now the Americans can say, the Russians or the Chinese were behind this. They hacked a vessel to decapitate one of our biggest ports. So this is a big issue than people actually. When they did this, they mainly focused on the bridge, you know, not the economic impacts of whatever. They didn't talk about it. They just wanted you to the ship, not the bridge. That's it. Now, for those who are smart, this is a very dangerous escalation. You know, now people are waking up and they're leaving Babylon. You know, people are leaving Babylon. They know that it is not the dream that it was sold to them. You know, another further escalation. because they struck one of their leaders, if I'm not mistaken. Just further recklessness, you know. These people are armed. Iran is not a joke. Okay, these people are very, very armed. Okay, and of course they want to bring them into the fold to continue this nonsense. Okay, but people need to focus. This is all about Israelites. It's all about the black peoples. Okay. I saw this out there on the Instagrams. This is actually a mural. I don't know if you think it's a mural or whatever. In a hospital, you know. And that brought directly that scripture, you know. They'll try to, you know, escape their fate, but they will end up not being able to die, you know. And I don't know, I couldn't think of, yeah. It's terrible. Let me just say that. It's terrible. Okay? It's terrible. Now, this is another subject, you know. So last time we talked about there are actually ways that they can induce certain what we call mental disorders. They can induce them by simply adding this compound. Okay, and I don't know why people keep referring to the FDA like some sort of god. It's annoying and it's a very dangerous stance. Okay, but look at the effects, you know, anxiety, depression, irritability, memory problems, numbness, pathologic shyness and tremors, hearing and speech difficulties, lack of coordination, muscle weakness, nerve loss and hands and face, trouble walking, vision changes, cognition, fine motor skills, speech and language development. And in this site even they dare say that in small dosages it's not actually dangerous, and then in this in the lower paragraph they then continue to say that it has been said that, you know, it can accumulate over time and cause a problem, you know, when it reaches a certain poisonous percentage towards the victim. Okay, so these are the things that, you know, people, and one most important thing, they keep focusing on fish. They talk about fish and they list out the fish that people should not eat and this and that. Of course, as usual, trying to Babylon their way into your plate. But it's something to think about, you know. They can weaponize, okay, they can weaponize the food. Okay, now we have to like be really careful. Sasa hizi kanda za ziwa and the oceans and stuff, you know. Look for mercury levels and keep an eye on them. Okay, it might be the main cause of the issues over there, because really kanda ya ziwa, their main diet is mostly fish. Okay, and they are mostly irritable, yeah, very irritable, coupled with depression and anxiety, things like that. Of course, Babylons keep creeping closer and closer towards Zion. Okay, I told these people to be careful, but now it seems that they are full throttle ahead, not heeding what I say. Then fine, you suffer the consequences. That's all I can say to you. You know, this guy had the audacity to come to the stage and then to say that the stakeholders were giving him assurances that this is gonna work out great. What type of stakeholders invest in nations' IDs? And what type of stakes do they have in your identity? That's my question. Like, can you even? I can't even assume the situation, the scenario. You know, niggas sitting down and say, okay, the subject of today, we're gonna talk about the right of these women killing these babies. Okay, discuss, seriously, yeah? So this work, this world is a joke, it's a circus, and these people are the clowns, just here to distract you from the real issues, the serious issues that society has today. You know, why are they so obsessed with killing their children? Why are they obsessed with killing their offspring? Why? Why are they so determined to go the path of basically self-annihilation and self-destruction? Why are they so self-destructive? Why? They even have entire movements pertaining to this. And this is serious, and you people in positions of power and privilege have seen this. Yeah, you have seen it blatantly. Yeah? Why are they so quick to the path of destruction? So there are forces that you can't really play politics with, that they are in play here in this world. And that's why I'm here. We don't play politics with the devil. Okay, by the end of the game, he won if you try to play politics with the devil. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you, people, you know. So, yeah, it's been about 50 odd minutes or so. I think I should end it here. I don't want to overdose people. Let me just say that. Yeah. So, Prince Easy signing out. Love you. Bye.